Warren Buffett once said, the reason more people don't copy his investment strategy is simple, because no one wants to get rich slowly. Nobody. I think about that sentence constantly because it describes exactly what I see happening with content strategies every single day. Founders, consultants, experts with a decade of real experience grinding out posts, chasing trending formats, refreshing their analytics like it's a stock ticker, and for what? Views? Followers? Because here's the question I don't hear enough people asking. How many of those followers actually bought something? Like seriously, spent money, spelled ka-ching, not engaged, not save a post, bought something, paid you money. Today, we have algorithm chasing versus authority building. Which one is an asset and which one is just keeping you busy while your pipeline stays quiet? The answer might make you want to rethink the last 6 months of what you've been doing, but more importantly, what you're going to get out of this is something better to replace it with. Algorithm content is like renting a place to live. Authority is like buying a place to live. You see, when you rent a place, you pay every month, you get a roof, you could decorate it. It feels like yours until you stop paying. Then it's not yours at all. You built nothing. You own nothing. The landlord got wealthy and you got shelter. Algorithm chasing works exactly the same way. You pay with time, energy, creative bandwidth, one rep at a time. You get reach while you're paying. The dashboard looks alive. But the moment you stop or the moment the platform changes the rules, which they do every 90 days or so, it completely resets. You own nothing. The platform got richer. You just got impressions. Authority building? That's like buying a home. Slow at the start, uncomfortable at first, but every piece of genuine expertise you share is a deposit. Every time someone reads your take and thinks, I've never heard it framed that way before, deposit. Every specific story you can tell, deposit. And unlike rent, those deposits compound. So here's what I can't figure out. If we all know this is true, why is everyone still renting? Why do we have smart, experienced founders, experts still grinding for virality instead of stacking authority? I'll get you the answer to that. But first, what does compounding actually look like? Because it doesn't look like what most people expect. There's a reason Warren Buffett's wealth didn't really explode until his 50s. He started investing at 11. By 30, he was good. By 40, he was great. But the numbers didn't genuinely get ridiculous until a compound had been running long enough that it feeds on itself. He calls it the snowball. The snowball rolling down a long hill is small at first. You'd look at it and think, that's not doing anything. But the hill is long and the snow is sticky. And if you don't interrupt it, it picks up mass until it's moving on its own terms. Authority is that snowball. And I want to be specific about what it actually produces because it's not views. Here's what it is. Your sales cycles get shorter. People show up to calls already sold. They reference something you said 8 months ago, like you said it yesterday. They tell you they've been following you for a year before they ever sent that first message. That's pre-built trust. And pre-built trust means you're not selling, you're just confirming. IBM's very own Institute for Business Value has measured this. Consistent thought leadership delivers an average ROI of 156%. Published executives generate 3 times more inbound than those who don't share their thinking publicly. 3 times, not 3%, 3 times. And this is something that genuinely made me laugh and made my mind go, is executive content on LinkedIn gets 4 times more engagement than content from everyone else on the platform. You see, the LinkedIn algorithm is rewarding authority. Even the thing that everyone's trying to game is telling you to stop gaming it. Authority builders aren't competing with algorithm chasers. They're playing a completely different game. One that gets less crowded the longer you play it. So you're probably wondering, when does this actually all start working? Honest answer, it takes longer to feel like it's working than it takes to actually work. That's the gap where most people quit. Your analytics show impressions and reach. What they don't show you is the person who's been reading your posts for 8 months and is about to hire you. What they don't show is the deal that you closed in 2 calls instead of 7 because the trust was pre-built. Those are lagging indicators, and the dashboard is lying by omission. Here's the historical parallel I keep coming back to. The California Gold Rush, 1848. Tens of thousands of people dropped everything and ran west for the fast score. Most came back broke. The people who built lasting wealth, they were selling picks and shovels, building railroads, buying land. The infrastructure builders. The one who looked at the gold rush and said, I'm not chasing the shiny thing. I'm building what every person chasing the shiny thing needs. Algorithm chasers are the gold rushers. Authority builders are the ones buying land. And here's why this matters right now. The land is appreciating. LinkedIn's organic reach dropped 34% last year alone. Company pages now reach 1.6% of their own followers, down from 7% in 2021. Algorithm is contracting. Reach is being monetized. The people without genuine reputations are about to find out that paid reach is the only reach they have left. Meanwhile, authority builders are becoming less platform dependent because buyers need 7 to 12 touch points before they make a purchasing decision. And the founders who's been consistently sharing real expertise for 2 years has already banked most of those touch points. By the time the buyer's ready to move, the authority builder isn't a consideration. They're the obvious choice. Nobody's comparing anymore. And that's the snowball. That's what you're trading away every time you scrap a real idea for trending formats. Back to the question I left open. Why does everyone keep renting when buying is clearly better? Because renting gives you instant feedback. The dashboard updates, you know right away if the post has worked. Meanwhile, buying gives you almost no feedback for months. The snowball is small and slow, and you can't feel it moving. And in a world of daily metrics, slow progress feels like no progress. So you abandon it for something that at least feels like activity. I say we because I've absolutely done this. This isn't me lecturing from the top of the mountain hill. I've refreshed analytics dashboards that have no business being refreshed. So here's the test, not a checklist. One question. If you stop posting tomorrow, what would you have? A follower count that resets or a reputation that stays? If the honest answer is follower count, you've been renting, my friend. You've been renting. And that's not a failure. It's the moment decision changes. You stop optimizing for what moves today and start depositing for what compounds. Be specific over safe. Your actual takes over the consensus one. Tell the story only you could tell over the format the algorithm's rewarding this week. Brick by brick, not binge and crash. Buffett didn't get rich because he picked better stocks than everyone else for 1 year. He got rich because he didn't interrupt the compounding. 60 years of not flinching, that slow part isn't the obstacle. The slow part is the whole asset. Every expert you know and follow who now has clients showing up pre-sold started exactly where you are. The snowball was embarrassingly small. They just didn't stop and kept at it. A debate for the comments. Is it actually possible to algorithm chase and authority build at the same time? Or does optimizing for one quietly kill the other one? I think the honest answer, the hard answer, is sharper than most people want to admit. Drop what you think below. I'll be reading it. Actually me, not a ghostwriter. And if this reframes something, send it to one of the founders or experts who's still on that treadmill because they're closer to getting off than they think.